Okay, so this is my video for French on how to use the relative pronouns qui, que, and dont, often used as which, that, who, and the dont of whom, of which, whose. Okay, let's have a look at the uses then. So qui, as a general rule, means who or whom, which or that, and then it's followed immediately by a verb related to the main subject of the first clause. Okay, so if we have a look at this one, l'homme qui a la veste rouge, so the man who has the red jacket is my uncle. So this is giving us a subordinate clause telling us a bit more information about the man. So l'homme qui a la veste rouge est mon oncle. So note here that we haven't repeated the subject here, we just put it immediately followed by a verb. So l'homme qui a la veste rouge est mon oncle. Now this is slightly different to que, which we use a subject and a verb, so we introduce another clause. So l'homme qu'on avait vu hier était mon oncle. Again, there's a subordinate clause, but we're using a different subject this time. So the man whom we saw yesterday was my uncle. L'homme qu'on avait vu hier était mon oncle. So it's immediately followed by another subject and then the verb. In this case, we're using the pluperfect. Okay. Sometimes when you're using the pluperfect as well, if you use que here, this past participle might need to agree with this subject here. So if this was la femme qu'on avait vue hier, we'd put an e on the end to agree with la femme, right? But have a look at the other video on that to give you some more ideas. Était mon oncle. Okay, yeah, and then dont, subject and verb, whose, of whom, of which. So l'homme dont je parlais tout à l'heure est mon oncle. So that man whom I was talking about earlier is my uncle. So the man of whom, or whom I was talking about earlier, is my uncle. Okay, so we use dont for that. Okay, so let's see if you can have a go, see whether you can decide whether it's qui, que, or dont in each case. Donc il y a 8 en tout. Vous faites un pause, ou tu fais un pause, et puis on continue, on corrige. Okay, so numéro 1. Mon frère qui a de beaux yeux bleus a des cheveux bruns. Now we've got qui followed by the subject here, by the verb rather. We're not introducing a new person here or new subject, so we just put qui plus the verb, right? So that's why it's qui. This one here is easier. Well, it's as easy as the other one. Because we're introducing the subject again, we put que this time. So je suis allé au marché, que j'adore d'ailleurs, pour acheter du pain. Okay, I haven't given you a translation, but let's go through. Mon frère, my brother, who has some beautiful blue eyes, has brown hair. I went to the market, which I love, by the way, to buy some bread. This one, dont. J'ai perdu les clés dont je parlais hier. So of which I lost the keys, the ones I was talking about yesterday. Have you seen them? Notice here that I've used the es here to agree with clés, or the les here. Tu les as vus? An agreement here, so with your passé composé. Again, have a look at my passé composé video if you're not sure how that works. 4. Le gendarme dont sa voiture est tombée en panne est allé au garage. The gendarme, the policeman, whose car broke down, went to the garage. Okay, and we're using que here because we're putting the subject. So que plus the subject plus the verb. So it has to be que. Je pensais que mon frère voulait venir. I thought that my brother wanted to come. Okay, this one, because it's immediately followed by the verb, we use qui. J'ai rencontré quelqu'un qui veut louer notre maison. I found somebody who wants to rent our house. Les enfants dansent à l'école que le conseil veut fermer maintenant. Okay, so we've got que because we're followed by a subject. So the children dance at the school, the one which the council wants to close now. And the last one, nous allons boire le vin dont le goût est délicieux. We're going to drink the wine whose taste is delicious. Okay, so we're going to drink the wine whose taste is delicious. Okay, hope you got the hang of that. See if you can try and translate these ones then. So traduit en français. Fais une pause et après on corrige. Okay, so numéro 1. Je n'aime pas l'homme qui nettoie les vitres. I don't like the man who cleans the windows. Il est allé au nouveau marché, que je pense n'est pas aussi bon que le vieux. Tu connais Monsieur Smith, dont sa femme travaille à la boulangerie? Il va être réélu. Je doute qu'il arrive à l'heure. Now this one, I doubt that he will arrive on time. We drop the that in English, but in French we have to have it in there because we're starting a new clause. Je doute qu'il arrive à l'heure. And also, if you hadn't noticed, this is a subjunctive. I doubt that. We have subjunctive, although it doesn't look anything different to the present tense. Again, we've got doubt again here. Je doute que mon frère, qui arrive toujours à l'heure, arrivera en retard. So here we've got a subordinate clause. We've got qui plus the verb straight away, so not introducing another subject. So that's why using qui. Je doute que mon frère, qui arrive toujours à l'heure, arrivera en retard. Actually, sorry, I'm pausing that because this one also is subjunctive. Arrive en retard, because je doute que. I'm sorry, our teacher's not always perfect. Okay, arrive en retard. And the last one, ce gouvernement qui baisse toujours les impôts les augmentera cette année. So this government who, and again we're putting straight afterwards we're having a verb, so we use qui baisse, sorry, qui baisse toujours les impôts les augmentera cette année. Okay, I hope you got the hang of it. If you're not sure, ask in class and we'll go over some other examples.